All right, you guys, podcast time. We got the equipment and the perfect business plan. Give our show away for free and tell no one how to find it. Ready?
Welcome to another episode of the Brand X Podcast. And if you're listening to this podcast,
you're a smart motherfucker.
That's absolutely right. My name's John. In studio with me, my co-host Deuce.
Como esta, bitches?
His brother Joe.
Tally ho.
And we're back after another week. Quiet week personally. Didn't have a whole lot going on.
For you.
For me. How about you? Anything with you going?
I've been busier than a one-legged man in an ass-kicking contest this past weekend.
Okay.
So.
You're picking yourself up a lot.
Oh, man, it's just crazy. Finally, it looks like we're going to be making settlement this
So the empire
Thursday.
will be expanding?
The expansion, yeah. We were supposed to make settlement on March 7th. Then it was moved to St. Patrick's Day, and now it's moved to the 30th, and now all the ducks are in a row with all the powers that be.
We're going to start a new TV show with you. It's going to be Slumlord Empire.
Ugh. I don't have a slumlord, thank you very much. I have very nice properties.
I want video when you go up there and you take out all the stripper stuff.
The stripper showed up.
The stripper showed
Is
up?
that really?
Yeah.
You buried the lead.
Damn right I did.
So she showed up?
See, look at these.
My nipples are hard.
The stripper showed up.
Well, here's the thing, as Larry used to say. I think the current owners must have got a hold of her and said, hey, we're making settlement like real soon.
Right.
And we know you still get your stuff in there, so you better get it out. So my uncle went over and he went in there and the TVs were gone, the DVDs were gone, the DVD player was gone, and there was a big note like scotch taped onto the door, please don't throw my things away, you know. So evidently they must have let her in and she's taking the stuff out, which is great because I really don't want to bother with it.
Did she clean out the refrigerator?
Now, of course, she'll leave Jackass to do that, I'm sure. So, Jackass always.
It's going to open that door. It's going to be like,
yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, the continuing saga of the refrigerator will stay there. So that was an update. That happened. I became aware of that after our last podcast. I didn't know about that. That happened last Wednesday or Thursday.
Okay, so do we know if she's a stripper?
I don't know if that. I'm just using my amazing powers of supposition.
Okay.
So
she is back. Now, when she said, don't take my stuff, did she leave a phone number or anything to get in touch with her?
no, she did not. But she also took a lot of the mail and the bright fluorescent orange Hunters,
Okay.
envelopes and the bright red envelopes, which I have never received mail.
what about all the whoreware? That was like,
Well, that was gone when I got it. She took the cat, the kids, her whoreware. So
okay.
So all that stuff's gone. I mean, if you were a mechanic, the first thing you do when you leave a car dealership is you take your tools. So it's like
That is true.
tools of the trade. So
Can't lie
can't
about
make
that.
money without the whoreware.
That is true.
So.
All right. He's got a big sifter of beer over there. What are you drinking?
Trogs.
Trogs. What is Trogs? Is it a...
It's a local brewery. Hold on.
I don't have...
I'll do the shameless product placement.
Sure,
here.
go ahead. Because a lot of people always want to know what you're drinking.
Really?
I've had questions. What's Deuce drinking? See, me and Joe do not drink here.
for medical reasons.
Well, Joe's got the gout, so he can't do
This
it.
is Trogs Troganator.
Troganator.
Right, which is a double Bach beer.
Oh, there you go.
The Troganator.
Man, that's a heavy beer.
Yeah, it's 8.2% alcohol.
God, Lord.
Yeah, a regular beer is about 5%. Well, I want to taste it.
So taste. Okay.
He's like
Right,
Tarantino on Pulp Fiction.
Whipping out this gourmet shit.
When Bonnie buys coffee, she buys shit. When I drink coffee, I want to taste it.
That's right.
So my local liquor store, they remodeled it and they enlarged the beer selection. And I was wandering like a wandering minstrel eye. I was just wandering down the beer aisle. I was like, whoa, there's something I haven't had from Trogs. So I picked it up and threw it in the basket. And I like it a lot. I like the darker, black beers.
Tell you what, craft beer is this thing now. It's like it's become it's like wine.
Yeah.
You know, there's different types, and they're microbreweries and nano breweries, and crazy.
My go-to everyday regular beer is still Sam Adams.
Okay,
Which that's been around so long now, no one really realizes that was a craft beer.
It was the start of the craft beer.
That and Anchor Steam in San Francisco.
I really like that Yards Benjamin Franklin Spruce Tavern. So I was like, oh man, it's great. I love that.
It's funny because I edit for a podcast called The Great Beer Adventure, and I never realized how many beers there were. And just the science that goes into the whole thing, and it's just such an art form. It's just like any kind of art form.
The amount of breweries that are available now are staggering.
They're all over the place.
Yeah,
they're
everywhere.
Yeah. I mean, here they're opening up. There's one over here in just 2 miles away. Woodbury just opened up.
Oh, yeah?
Yep, brand new one.
You know what it's called? I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, I'll tell you where it's at.
I like me a good brewery.
Oh, I know. So anyhow, let's get to the stories.
Anywho.
Okay.
I thought you were going to lead off.
You know what? Last time I started to go through the story and I heard, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, okay. You're waiting for me. Like, let's get to the story.
Okay.
Man.
See, I got so excited talking about beer. I was like, oh, good.
One day.
I'm in my wheelhouse.
One day we just might get our shit together.
Well, you can edit that out.
I don't know if I will or not because it's like I was going to at first, but now it became a thing, so I might not be able to do that. All right, so anyhow, I was checking out this one story, and I saw this. It says transgender feminist lays down the law. Some women have penises. Now, she, Riley J. Dennis, a queer trans non-binary lesbian. You okay over there?
I'm trying to trouble.
I look at Deuce. Deuce almost fell off his chair.
I did the puppet.
He did the puppet. So a queer, trans, non-binary lesbian. I'll tell you what.
That's what he calls himself?
I mean, the titles are getting longer and longer and longer.
I mean, it used to be the LGBT community. Then
I just decided to call them Lig Bits.
Okay, well, wait.
But now there's an MI and an A.
I stop at 4
I just call them the Alphabet Society.
Lig Bit. That's it.
Because I don't understand. And it's getting crazier and crazier.
Well, what the fuck is non-binary? I've never even heard of that.
You know what?
When I said that, I thought it was that episode of Star Trek, The Next Generation, where there's two beings. The
Binors?
Yeah, the Binors.
Yeah, right.
And they programmed the holodeck to be like really, really awesome.
Yeah.
Well, let's listen to Riley talk.
Recently on the internet, there's been a lot of discussion around genital preferences and transphobia. In this video, I'm going to use the word cissexism instead of transphobia, but they're really similar words. At its most basic, cissexism means prejudice or discrimination against transgender people. So what's been happening is that some people are making the argument that it's not cissexist at all to only be attracted to people with one kind of genitals. For example, these people might argue that being attracted to only women with vaginas in no way negatively affects trans people. On the other hand, I would argue that it's more complicated than that. We all have our implicit biases built into our preferences, and gender isn't as simple as just the genitals you have. But after I say that, I usually get a bunch of blatantly cis-sexist responses.
Okay. Now, Riley, first of all, I don't even know. This is the first time I heard the word cissexist.
Cissexist.
Looks like he might have been good in college in
right.
ancient Greek or something. He decided to come up with this.
Now, this is a video on YouTube, and he has his own YouTube channel. And the whole time she's talking, I can't stop watching her Adam's apple.
I'm looking at it now.
Go bouncing up and down. She's got an Adam's apple. Mr. Ed doesn't have an Adam's apple as big as this broad.
I know, because this isn't a visual medium.
Right. So I have to. If you go to the show notes, you'll be able to see a picture of Riley.
But if I were to describe this guy, he is like a lanky beanpole.
Right.
He looked like every guy on the freshman high school basketball team.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah, they spotted the coach spotted the tallest guy in the class and immediately got him for the basketball team.
All right, so let me just.
Whether he was
the
good
problem
or not.
is right now, you guys know that he's a dude. Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, on site,
so let's just say this. Let's say he's all purdied up and he's all gussied up.
Dude, I'm sorry.
Wait. Let me get you. See, you're tainted. I can't even have this conversation. And he has a scarf on. Okay, so you can't see the heaving Adam's apple coming out of his throat. What do you think? Does it look like a chick?
No.
That better be like
you don't think that? I think he could pass.
That better be
because I'm covering up the Adam's apple.
That better
right
be
now.
a 10-foot.
No. You can't see the thing.
That would have to be a 10-foot scarf, and he had to mummify his neck because there isn't enough material on the planet to cover that basketball up.
So let's say he has like one of those collars on that you have when you have an accident. Your neck is.
So he's in a neck brace.
He's in a neck brace. All right.
Okay.
Yeah, just his voice.
The only thing
if you heard him speak,
I'm telling you, if he had a scarf on and a dress or somewhere, and he was out and he was
the only thing
up,
that looks female.
I think he could pass.
The only thing that looks female from what I see is the hair. That's it.
I think you better get out more.
What? are you saying?
You think this dude can pass for a chick?
You know what I can do? I'm not saying, listen.
You better get out more.
First of all, I'm secure enough in my manlyhood that I can actually take a look at this guy and see if he actually looks like a woman. Like some guys can dress up as a woman and you wouldn't know the
To me, it looks like every guy in a bar on Halloween.
Okay, but let's call your argument valid. Let's say that he does pass as a woman visibly. Or,
Right.
Maybe not to me. As soon as he opens his mouth.
See, that's the thing. I thought the same thing. The voice would really give it away.
Yeah, not only does it give it away, it's like, come on.
So he's in the club.
It sounds like me trying to,
and he's talking.
Boots and pants.
Maybe. I'm just saying that you got to be careful because here's the problem.
See,
everybody thinks the first thing is if you say anything about this, they say you're homophobic. And I'm not homophobic. Okay?
I don't care what they think I am.
Okay, but I'm not homophobic. I believe that if you're homosexual, be homosexual. If you want to be a woman with a dick, be a woman with a dick. Again, it's your deal, all right? I just don't want to date you. And then what happens is, so his premise here is that just because he has a dick, that I'm being sexist if I say I don't want to date someone with a dick.
Yeah, well, that's...
And I'm sorry, dude. Then if that's what I am what I am. Like Popeye said. I can't. What's going on over there?
Nothing.
Oh, the beer?
I'm burping. I don't want to burp.
You're burping. All right. Well, I appreciate that.
I'm being courteous.
Like you turned your head around like you saw a rat. And I'm like, holy shit, there might be a rat in here.
Yeah. If there's a rat in here,
he's scurrying around.
Well, basically, then you would hear all of us all be springing into action.
You think that's what it is?
Somebody's going to grab a chair. Somebody's going to grab a broom.
It's going down. Well, that won't be me.
No, I attack rats.
It might be me. I don't know. After the skunk incident. But anyhow, getting back to Riley. Speaking of skunks. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, I'm always into I always like dwarves, short girls. That's like my thing.
Yeah, you do. You like them short.
So I'm pretty well protected. But because nowadays, like you said, because some of them, and I'm sure there's guys that look more like women than this particular individual, in my opinion. I'm glad I like short girls.
Oh, see,
because it's pretty tough
women,
to like. So you guys have to beware because you guys go out with giraffes. So it's just like that's your
true.
Thing.
That is true.
Well, the thing is, though.
I don't care, man.
When you say a tall woman now, most guys, they think like Victoria's Secret model tall. That's not what I'm into. I'm more like Julie Newmar tall, where she's tall, but she's proportionately, she's got a figure. You know what I mean? She's got thighs. She's not a
but now they have that androgynous
thing.
Where you don't really know what it could be.
Well, that's
See, back in the '60s when Julie Newmar was kicking ass, looking hot and sexy, girls dressed like girls and men dressed like men.
Yeah,
and she weren't afraid.
So I have a story. It was back when I was an elevator helper, mechanic. I was working in the elevator business, and we were tearing out and we were replacing elevators in this apartment building. And it was over in Philadelphia, in the neighborhood, right next to the bar Woody's. That is a very well-known, notorious,
quite an apropos name, also
gay
for
bar.
A gay bar.
Yes, it was right next door to Woody's in the neighborhood. So I'm in there, and we're working on a floor. I forget what I was doing. And a guy gets off the elevator, and a lot of times they'll just strike up a conversation. They're interested in what you're doing, and they want to know things, and you try to,
Or are they?
No, he's just generally interested in what was going on, and he's talking to me about the elevator and different things, and had a conversation, talked to him for maybe 5 minutes or something like that. And he leaves, and he walks over, and I see he goes in his apartment. Hour and a half later, still there working. So I'm wiring the car top or whatever, and out comes this woman. And woman walks over to the elevator, and I see her come out the door, and she walks over, and she says something like, I struck a conversation. She said something to me, and I go, I was just talking to your brother, because look just like the guy. And he goes, that was me. Mm-hmm. And I went, whoa.
Okay.
Looked like a woman. I'm telling you, no Adam's apple.
And then he winked, and you winked.
No. Let's not paint this as a romantic.
This is where the story takes a left turn?
No, there's no left turn. But I'm telling you, at that point, I was like, wow, there are guys that can really pass for a woman. It's amazing. I don't know if Riley's one of them.
No, I would get bad vibes from that right away. You know what I mean?
Right.
there's usually, for me, I don't know about you guys, but if there's something not right about a woman or something like that, it kind of shows up on my radar. There's something funny.
Sort of like when Mike Hunt appears in print to me.
Yeah, right, exactly.
This is not right.
There's something weird going on here. You know? I can't say that I can spot him a mile away, or I'm just saying in most cases, I pretty much know, hey, this something coming right off this chick here. You know?
Okay.
There was a customer that I had in the store that it was a dude that would come in occasionally dressed as a woman, and sometimes as a dude when he went to work.
Okay.
I think he had implants.
He actually, so when he was a dude?
It was a dude. Yeah, it was a dude like our age now.
So he had moves as a dude.
Yeah.
And then
always, like if he came in like in guys.
He came in guy wear?
Yeah, if he came in guy wear, like there was a little something going on underneath the t-shirt there. You know, like
wow.
Like he'd come in, like he cut his lawn and he was covered with grass clippings and sweaty and like he had moves. So yeah, but then he would come out Friday night and it was Francine. So
wow.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you have a customer in your store, your business that used to come in?
I had every type of customer.
And like somebody mentioned to him that, and he was an older guy. He's like, his wife came home one time and the guy was in her underwear.
Yeah.
Yeah, after that, when the guy came in the store,
I guess I can tell this story because it's so good. Our good friend Don, he worked with a lady at the department store that they worked at.
Where the cocksucker bathroom?
Yes.
Okay.
Exactly. But Don was...
That's episode 42 if you would go back and find out about the cocksucker bathroom.
Please refer.
Don was an undercover detective. He and other individuals would pose as shoppers, and they would nab shoplifters.
Okay.
Because it was like a big problem. So this one particular worker of his, she was smoking hot. She had a bitchin' Camaro. She came home from work and found her husband in her underwear.
Wow.
And she started to like beat on him. And,
really?
And he got visibly excited. Like, he started like to pop through the panties. If you get my drift.
Okay.
So now I knew this story.
Yeah.
Okay. And it was like, whoa, that's pretty bizarre. So then years later, I buy my store and this woman lives in this town. And she comes in my store with her husband all the time.
So it didn't break them up?
And no, I guess, I don't know. But, they had kids together and everything. And maybe she was into it too. I don't know. But the thing of it was that she and he did not know that I knew that he was wearing her underwear when she came home from work one day, and like she beat the shit out of him
because she had the panties on. Why? I wonder why.
Oh no, dude, it was like the whole bit, like pantyhose, panties, bra,
really?
Or if you're from Long Island, you know. Oh yeah, it was the whole deal, and now I have to wait on this. Dude's like, "Good morning, Bob," just to use a name, and I gotta wait on him, and I'm like, thinking, man, it's, and I know this dude, and he doesn't know that I know. That's what made it like so. It was like like a perverted version of Three's Company. It was like really weird.
Come and knock on my door. That guy is just a heterosexual guy that likes to wear that's a transvestite, right? Yeah.
I don't know.
God, transvestite.
Or I don't know what they mean.
That's so.
He has a fetish. Let's drop it at that.
You know what? But in today's world, he's normal.
That's just normal. Yeah. Back
22 years ago when I bought the store, I was like, whoa.
Oh my God. Do you believe he wears women's clothes? Now it's like, hey, Bob wears women's clothes.
Yeah.
He's got a wife? Yeah.
He's probably retired now. Now that I'm thinking about it. He's probably like 68 now. I wonder if he's still doing that.
I wonder if he's wearing granny panties.
Yeah, I know, right? Granny panties.
All right. So let's give Riley.
Real thick hosiery.
So let's get back to Riley here for a second.
Okay, yeah.
Number 1, you're being homophobic. In this argument, I often get accused of homophobia, lesbophobia, or lesbian erasure by lesbians who believe that I'm trying to change their sexual orientation or identity. They say that my language sounds a lot like a dude who tried to turn them straight, or like conversion therapy. Those responses are rooted in cis-sexism. This is because I'm not telling lesbians that they can't be lesbians. If you're a woman who only likes women, go ahead, identify as a lesbian. But some women have penises.
Sausage time!
Okay. Dude, women do not have penises.
Yeah.
And men don't have vaginas. Okay? It has not
that's
once.
Pretty much medical 101.
Yeah. Pretty much. Women do not have penises. So let's stop this nonsense.
But there's a lot of people who would argue with you right now and say you're wrong.
You have at it. Okay? We're just going to have to.
Now, I agree with you, by the way. I don't go for all this fuzzy psychology thing where what is female, what is male. I don't go for that shit.
Right. From now on, let's just be done with all this. I guess we never can be, though. That's the problem. And then what happens is everybody now, all of a sudden, because we're normal. Can I use the word? No.
No.
Because
we're typical.
Well, they're trying to redefine
original.
normal.
Yeah, they're trying to redefine normal.
Right. Well,
I can't I'm not down with that. I mean, I don't care about it.
Normal, no matter how you cut it, can be a vague term, but typical is not, okay? Males typically mate with females. There's no getting around that. I said, well, no, yeah, but I said, no. I said, okay, yeah, there are male-male couplings, female-female couplings in nature, but typically for sexual reproduction.
Right.
Well, they don't like that because that's the cold, hard truth. And, you know.
You can't handle the truth.
Yes.
Oh, wow, you were right on that one. But I say, this is my theory, let's start reinforcing gender identity. You know, girls get the Barbie dolls, boys get the G.I. Joes and the Tonka trucks and all that, and get them, you know, start reinforcing this when they're young so when they don't grow up, they don't get all fucked up and confused.
I don't think the toys they play with really starts this.
Yeah.
I don't know what it does. I don't know what it is.
No, I'm being disingenuous.
Right.
I'm going
and
for a rise.
I don't know if it's you're born that way or it's a learned behavior, and I don't even care. Yeah. All right, I don't care. I mean, go do you, but please let's not try to change the way we define things. I mean, it's just do your thing. You want to be transgender, you want to be a chick with a dick, that's fine. I don't care. But don't sit there and try to tell me I'm sexist, because I can't even say it, number one. And number two, stop making up goddamn words.
Well, that's what they do. They invent terms.
Invent
medical.
Now, it's another word I can't spell.
Somewhere there's a college professor that's very proud of this guy.
Right.
Yeah,
but I'll tell you what.
He probably got in his ear and put that bee in his bonnet.
He's a product of a college professor.
I'll tell you right now, I just could not stop watching that Adam's apple bob up and down.
I can't look at this guy.
That was amazing.
You can't unsee that.
All right, let's go to the next story. Look at us. We're actually getting on with our sound effects.
Yeah, well, when you show a chimpanzee something enough times, they generally pick it up.
Misha Barton. Any thoughts on Misha Barton? Any like her, don't like her, don't care?
I don't know who she was.
She was on
you put this story
the OC.
Up. I never knew who she was until you posted this up.
She was an actress who kind of got a little screwed up. I think she got thrown off the show, didn't she?
I guess.
That happens to a lot of people that lose their way.
But basically what's going on now is she was with a guy. She had a boyfriend or something. And apparently the dude took video of them two coupling, like normal couples, male, female coupling.
A plug and a receptacle kind of a
basically.
Thing. Okay.
Yeah, a round peg and a round hole.
Okay.
And now he's trying to sell it, and she's fighting back. And I got to tell you, I'm on her side on this one.
Yeah.
Because, I understand you recorded that, and I understand that she was there. But the thing about it was she had no knowledge of it. And here's the other thing. Even if she did have knowledge of it, I don't recommend this. Do you
want me to read the story?
Go ahead.
Misha Barton is taking every possible measure to stop her attackers in her tracks. On Tuesday, Barton and her lawyer, Lisa Bloom, released a statement to People verifying reports sex tapes of the actress were in the process of being sold to various outlets. The woman made it crystal clear how they'd be handling the illegal, atrocious invasion of privacy. I am very proud to represent actress Misha Barton, who is courageously standing up for her rights.
She's a lawyer. She wouldn't give a shit if it was a cockroach.
Yeah, right.
As long as a cockroach had money.
As long as money.
They have no soul.
No, they don't.
It has been reported that naked or sexually explicit images of Ms. Barton are being shopped around. Ms. Barton does not consent to any disclosure of any such images. She believes that she was recorded without her consent by someone she was seeing at the time. There's a name for this disgusting conduct: revenge pornography. Revenge pornography is a form of sexual assault, and it is also a crime and a civil wrong in California, and we will not stand for it. I have a message for anyone who attempts to traffic in these photos of videos of Ms. Barton. We will find you, and we will come after you.
Okay. I guess this dude's probably trying to cash in. I mean, here's the first.
He cashed in as it was just getting like.
I was just going to
say you scored Misha Barton
because I didn't know who she was, but she's pretty hot.
She is very.
She's very hot.
She doesn't have a gigantic Adam's apple to distract me, so that's always a good thing.
Let me take a look at those hands and feet.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hi.
She had man hands cracking lobsters.
My name's Misha Barton. Would you like to go out on a date? This is sexual assault as far as I'm concerned. Or, I guess, the same. All right. I'm going out on a date.
Lily, I'm going out on a date.
Go on, continue.
Little chip and putt. Me and my man.
Now, I always like this theme song better than the Addams Family because it had the horns.
Yeah, this is a better theme song between this and the Addams.
Oh, it's rocking.
Yeah, it is. You could actually dance to this one.
Yeah.
You do the twist to this, baby.
There you go.
You can't do it without the song.
I can't talk anymore without the song on. I can't do it. But, as far as I'm concerned, and a lot of people...
We left off with, I think the guy hit the jackpot.
Yeah, he did. I mean, there's guys that, this is the other thing that they were doing was people would take pictures on their phone and they would text them to their boyfriends or whatever. I mean, famous people.
Yeah.
And then some guy hacked into their account and got all these pictures, and then he sold them to other ones. I'm trying to think the soccer player from the U.S., her name was Hope Solo.
Yeah.
They did that to her. She got it, and my goodness. Now, there's a woman that has damages. Whew. I don't know if you've ever seen those pictures of her.
No. I don't even know who that is.
Hope Solo used to be the goalie for the U.S. women's soccer team.
She's one of those, I'm not standing for the national anthem, and she's kind of hot.
So she took
pictures.
Did
this just happen recently?
Yeah, no, it was a while back. But she took pictures. I guess she sent them to her husband or whatever. And I'll tell you what, she took pictures down facing up.
There's a hey, nanny.
Yeah, I mean, that thing looks like That thing looks like it would...
Quasimodo, I hope not.
It does. I mean, I've never...
The Hunchback of Notre Dame. Wow.
I'm telling you, that looks
I don't know if I want to see that.
That looks like an after picture of a Rocky fight right there. That thing does. I mean, talk about that.
Are we talking Rocky after he beat the shit out of the cows hanging up in the...
No, I'm talking about Rocky after Rocky won at the very end, after he got done getting the shit beat out of him by... Yeah, that
so it's like being at Arby's. They've got the beef.
You have to look at it.
I'm not looking at it.
Well,
I'm just saying.
You made it clear that I shouldn't.
You pretty much painted that picture.
Right. Exactly.
The Scarlett Johansson pictures were pretty good.
Yeah.
Before they became extinct from the internet,
Yeah. Here's the thing.
It is kind of a violation of trust.
Right. But if you're going to take those pictures and you're going to send them out somewhere,
it's going to get
you
intercepted.
lose control of them.
Yeah.
And then one day they're going to show up on TMZ.
I don't understand why you would feel compelled to take naked pictures of yourself anyway. Why,
Well, again, most of the actresses,
they'll jet off to Spain and shoot a movie for 3 or 4 months and crap like that. So it's like, hey, here you go.
Yeah, I'm not there. I miss you.
Yeah.
Here's a picture. Here's a picture of my vagina.
Yeah.
And another aspect of this,
like she couldn't be in the spank bank anyway. We have to get a new picture every. We have to update.
I never realized it,
honey. I need something to aim at, please.
when I worked for the car dealership,
ruined another phone.
Famous people, and here's an aspect that I didn't realize until it was brought to my attention, and no one would really think about this.
I can't get this off the screen. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
When I was selling cars, Allen Iverson came to the dealership and he bought 2 cars. Very, very high-end car, Bentleys, Aston Martin.
Dying to know where he's going with this story, but go ahead.
He had a person that was just there, just walking around. So we're thinking, well, who's that? Like his bodyguard, part of his entourage or something. And the finance guy, the guy that you sit in the booth and makes you sign all the papers, he had told us, oh, I know who that is. Apparently, when you achieve a certain level of fame, you are open up to every conceivable kind of lawsuit, sexual harassment thing. And what that guy does is he documents everything that you do. Because what happens is, and I think it happened with another sport, I think it might have been Charles Barkley. Somebody was pretending to be Charles Barkley and was basically picking up women and assaulting them. So
that happened to Baba Booey.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. That's right. It did happen to Baba Booey. And that's exactly what this guy's job, because when these frivolous suits come up, because these women don't know, they believe, let's say there was an imposter that gets with these women. They sincerely believe they were with the real article. This guy is there to verify, nope, on March 17th, St. Patrick's Day, Allen Iverson was located at this location from 3 p.m. until 4:40 p.m. And we did this and we did this and we did this. That's like,
I wonder how much you get paid for that.
That's what I wanted to know.
Right, yeah.
But see, that would never even occur to me that you have to do things like that to protect yourself. But when you make a lot of money,
right?
The pigs will come a-looking.
But they don't even have to make a lot of money. Like Baba Booey wasn't making a lot of money.
But he has a tangible asset of fame, and it could cause embarrassment.
I actually remember when Mike Schmidt opened up the bar in Michael Jack's.
Yeah, there was one in Philadelphia.
Great place. We went there one night. Who comes in but Charles Barkley? This is when he was playing for the Sixers.
Mm-hmm.
And I can understand why Charles Barkley ends up throwing guys through front windows.
Okay.
Because when he came in, there were like a bunch of guys, and Charles Barkley, fuck you. They start getting, from across the room, giving him a bunch of shit, and he's being cool about it. I mean, he's walking by, he's ignoring them. Some of these guys, come on, let's go give it, they start following the guy around and giving him a bunch of, I said, now that's fine if you're doing it to, if you're picking on, say, Hurricane Schwartz. When you start screwing around with Charles Barkley, you get thrown through a front friggin' window.
Yeah, he did. He threw somebody out a window.
Yeah.
Just to help the listeners out, Hurricane Schwartz is a local weatherman here. It's about 4'9", and he is like the most Jewish guy you could. I always used to joke,
non-threatening guy.
If I was ever going to film a movie about Jesus, I want to cast Hurricane Schwartz as Jesus. So, just as a real Jewish guy.
Oh,
not like that 6-foot Charlton Heston looking thing.
Like
a real nebbish.
But I think it's a lot of celebrities. They become targets by virtue of being celebrities.
Yeah.
So I can empathize with them a little bit. Is that the right word?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll go with that.
Sympathy.
Listen, I'm not saying I don't want to see these pictures. Everybody wants to see them.
Yeah.
But, I can kind of respect the fact that if they were taken without your knowledge, that's fine. If you took them yourself and sent them to somebody, that's your dumbass.
Yeah,
fault.
but you know what? It's even there. It's like if you took picture, it wouldn't be, how is it different the way I always looked at it? Because it's electronic and people can hack into it. People are forget that aspect of it. Suppose you took, it's the 1970s.
Okay.
And you take Polaroids.
Yes.
Someone breaks into your house and steals them.
Right.
All right. Is that wrong?
Yes.
Okay. So how is that different than what's going on now?
It's not.
Exactly.
There's no difference.
Right.
Right. But it's easier to get them now. And then they get out. And once they're out, that's the end of that.
Cat's out of the
there
bag.
should be some common sense. Like, you know what? I've been reading about the last 20 years how they can hack into accounts, so maybe I shouldn't do this.
Maybe I shouldn't put these on there.
Right.
Maybe even if you try to delete them, you can never really delete.
No, once an electronic signature is assigned, it's there
forever.
So it's it.
Unless you hack into the mainframe and wipe the whole entire server.
Then the zombie apocalypse comes, won't matter. No one will have electronics.
All right, let's move on. Well, first of all, the Brand X podcast is now part of the Hush Your Face Network. The Hush Your Face Network has a variety of podcasts to cater to any of your likes and fancies. Among the great podcasts you'll hear at Hush Your Face are the Tavern Podcast, 3 is Comedy, Horribly Awkward, the Nerd O'Well's podcast. I listened to them last week. They're not bad. It's a good podcast.
Oh, it's a great podcast.
But the problem with it is they're not on the Twitter. Why wouldn't you be on the Twitter if you're podcast? You have to be on the Twitter.
Sounds like techno police.
That's right. You must be on the Twitter. And the Horrible Gaming.
Schnell, Achtung.
The Horrible Gamers podcast. So please tune into these podcasts and then check them out. All right. Let's go to this next story. None of you guys are going to admit to this.
Wait a minute.
Well,
wait a minute. When you open up with a statement like that, what are we looking at?
Well, I was going to ask you a question, but I might as well not even ask.
No. Go ahead. Because I've been so busy. I haven't looked at anything. So.
All right. So here's the question. Have either of you two ever used Viagra?
No.
No.
Okay. All right. That's the biggest part of the question.
I have a rule for that.
Which is?
You got a lot of goddamn rules.
A lot of rules.
Hey, that's how I roll.
The Joe's rule book.
Joe's offices.
All right. So what's your rule, Joe?
Well, some women you need Viagra. some women are Viagra.
Okay.
I like to take Viagra, meaning the women who are
Viagra. Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. So anyhow, Daniel Medford, he wasn't quite this. He wasn't that way. He liked taking Viagra, and one day he took 35 of them in an hour.
Christ, as Genghis would say.
And this gave him a 5-day erection.
That'll be very popular.
What do I do with this?
Now, the guy took him, he said, for a laugh at a mate's house. Oh, okay. I guess he's over in the UK.
Must be England or Australia.
Right. So he was on a 2-day bender. So he just, I guess he had whiskey dick. And he decided, because if you drink too much whiskey, there comes to a point where you're drunk where it works out well. But if you ever hit that tipping point, it's just, they call it whiskey dick. There you go.
That's the most apropos.
Thank you. So anyhow, he said he ended up feeling sick, dizzy, hallucinating. Everything I saw was green.
Damn.
I had a massive erection that would not go away. When he got home, there's a father of
He's like holding doors open with it and shit. Let me get that for you, ma'am.
When he got home, right, this father of 2 confessed to his shocked wife, who then immediately phoned an ambulance. Now, I'm not sure if she phoned an ambulance to take him for the erection or she probably beat the shit out of him. Why did you take 35 Viagra while you were out away from me? How did you get 35 Viagra? What do you do? If I was a wife...
Well, there's alcohol. If he walked in stone cold sober, I think I would go with that. But if you're drunk... Yeah, if you're on a bender drinking heavily like that, hey, watch this, guys. And you start.
Well, they kept him in the hospital for 36 hours for observation because probably
it's still
they've never seen anybody take more than.
There was a bunch of dudes in there laughing and giggling.
Sure.
That was going on.
Well, I would take 35 of anything.
I understand that, but I would never take a Viagra for the simple fact that where they say, if you have an erection lasting more than 4 hours,
see a doctor.
See a doctor.
And what's he going to do?
So,
like Genghis used to say, it better be a female doctor. True that. I think you're cracking the hell up. You better see a psychiatrist. What, I have to see a psychiatrist? What the hell? They said it was an erection lasting 4 hours.
Oh, my buddy Gary used to say, if after 4 hours I still have an erection, I'm not calling a doctor. I'm calling every woman I know.
Fetch me my baggy pants. I'm taking this one into town.
What movie was that from? I forget. I know that's a movie line, but I forget which one. Campbell used to say that a lot.
It's an old pornography film, and it was like Cinderella. Oh, my God. It was...
is that the snapper?
She had a snapping pussy.
Yeah, I remember that.
It was Cinderella, right?
Yeah,
but she had the
That was like one of the first pornos I saw.
Exactly.
Back when you watched pornography for cultural enrichment, not for like just a wham, bam, thank you, ma'am thing like they make the modern pornography now.
Right. So so the line of the movie is the king, he has an erection, and they say, oh, shall I summons the...
Shall I summon the queen?
Right. Oh, fetch me my baggy pants. I'm taking this one into town. Oh, there's a tangent.
Remember, you know what? Thinking about like bad porn movies. Remember Bad Mama Jama?
The kids that overdubbed on that. Now, that's something we would have done.
I know.
It was
now
great.
I got to tell the story.
Now you got to tell the story.
What it was back in the days of VHS tapes.
And you had to go to the rental store.
We were like planning a bachelor party for someone, so we figured we would start with a porno movie and then go to like a bar and then go to a strip club. It was like a progression.
Well, I went over to
let John tell it.
I went over to pick up the movie, and as a joke, there was this. It was a video. It was called Bad Mama Jama.
Bad Mama Jama,
right?
And she
looked like
about and I'm not kidding. She was easily 350 to 400 pounds.
She looked like easily. Precious before Precious,
right? And she was probably like no taller than like 5 foot. So
she was one big woman.
Ugh.
She was one big Mama Jama. You guys had all come over to my place, and I said, "Oh, I got the video for the." Bachelor party. So you're like, okay, let's just check it out. So I pop it in the VCR and we start watching it. And you guys like, oh my God, when she walked, it was like, and I was doing it for the laugh. Yeah. What I didn't know,
unbeknownst to John,
was two teenagers got a hold of this video and they overdubbed the audio. So it's just their voices. And
they're like
doing their own dialogue.
Yeah. They're delivering commentary like a sports thing.
It was like Joe
the funniest one that I like were in the scene, like me and Mama Jama standing, and there's like these two dudes that are like on either side of her, and here we have Bad Mama Jama just casually standing on the corner naked. Yeah.
So they
and they were right. And here's the hot chick to keep these guys hard when Bad Mama Jama's in the room. And we were rolling, and then Sandy showed up.
So the girl that I was living with at the time, comes in. And I had the button on the TV where it could go back to the TV and away from the VCR.
Flash. That was the flash function.
Yeah, so the door opens, and as soon as I hear the door, I hit the flash, and we were watching, I don't know, Monday Night Football.
It was like a basketball game.
Yeah, it was a basketball game. And then she turned her back to me, and with my finger, I hit it again, and there's Bad Mama Jama
behind her.
We can see.
She's oblivious.
Right. So then she turned around, and there was the basketball game. And then she walked out of the room, and there was Bad Mama Jama. And then she come walking back in. And like before she just turned her head, I'd hit the thing, and it was, these guys are laughing so hard.
She thought we were laughing at her for something.
I was crying.
Pissed off.
So funny.
That we were laughing at her, that I actually had to let her in on it because she was going to throw you two out of the house.
Yeah.
And Don.
Don was there.
And then, of course, when you left, guess who caught a ration of shit? Jackass. Yeah. That's right.
Oh, poor Sandy.
Oh, my God.
That was too
Here, I'll do
Jackass
it.
always takes it up the ass.
There we go. So, back to our buddy with the heart on. He says the paramedics were very professional, but you could see that they were trying not to laugh. The doctors and nurse told me off. After I was discharged, I spent the next few days in bed.
It wasn't a permanent erection, but every time I brushed against something for 5 days, it sprang into life. Wow. And it was no use to me. Well, I think if it sprang into life, it's of some use to you.
Yeah, I would imagine.
Yeah, as long as you have somewhere to put it.
Fortunately, his wife had forgiven him. So
I realized I had been very, very lucky. Yeah, I guess so. You're walking around with a 35-hour erection. You can get lucky over and over again.
Okay, so this story has a happy ending.
I don't know.
There's a lot that we have to assume here. I'm assuming that the guy was a young guy because they always tell you if you're like an older dude.
Yeah, his heart would have exploded.
Right. Or, if you're taking nitrates and you have low blood pressure, I mean, this could be an issue. Or high blood pressure, rather. This could be an issue.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, just because it's dick medicine doesn't mean it can't kill you.
There you go. So don't take 35 Viagra. What can I tell you?
And the moral of the story is,
yes, Canada took away a guy's vanity plate because his name was too offensive to women. Canadian provincial government has withdrawn a man's personalized vehicle license plates, saying that the surname is offensive to women that viewed his car bumper. Graber.
All right. Okay, I see.
So his license plate said, grab her.
Grab her.
Said Friday that he put his last name on the plate decades ago as it was a gift for his late father's birthday, and they refused to renew the plate late last year, and that's unfair. I think, it's not grab her, it's grave her, right?
I mean, it's...
I think it's pronounced Graber.
If he pursues that, I think he's going to win.
Really? You think they're going to... I mean, how much money is this guy going to spend?
Well, because there's a precedent. They issued it before.
Right.
I don't think it's not necessarily that he's going to get a monetary
don't underestimate
penalty, but just to say, dude, lighten up, give me the plate.
Don't underestimate all this political correctness bullshit. It trumps everything. It's like rock, paper, scissors, and
although Canada is like a different world unto itself, the way they do things.
Yeah, it's not like they are
the most polite people in the world, but the bitter Asian man was able to piss them off.
Yeah, he got us detained at the border.
They almost did not let us into Canada because of him.
I would have killed him.
Oh, you weren't there for that trip.
Why do you
knew
think,
better?
Why is the BAM on my list?
Just another notch in the belt.
Had to be Mr. Smart Guy with the border people. Yeah,
and these were the Canadian border people, not the United States border people.
She was being very nice.
She was being nice, and he was being a jerk.
And he was being a dick.
That's his thing.
Right. I got you.
Being a smart guy, and and she directed us to a building over there, and you got to go. Right? And we had to go
and they
there.
searched my trunk.
Yeah, and they do all that. They look through the car.
I had my company vehicle with me.
Did they give you a pat down?
No.
They did give me a pat.
Well, a light pat down, just nothing,
Not like the one that I know that you're alluding to.
No, I wasn't going to go.
No, not like
it wasn't a cavity search.
No, it was
not like the TSA pat downs. No, this was just a standard police style pat down. But because of the BAM, we got to get a jingle for him because he gets referred to often enough.
Right, the BAM is the
Bitter Asian Man.
I wonder if that guy that did the Eye of the Tubby
would do the Bitter Asian Man.
The lyrics that I rewrote to
Bitter Asian Man.
Bitter Asian Man.
I can do it. I'm a musician. I can put together music.
But this guy can sing.
This guy can sing.
You can't. You're like me.
No, I can't
you can sing slightly better than me, and that's not.
Oh, you don't have to be a good singer.
This guy can.
This guy can sing.
He's got pipes.
He might be able to do it.
I'll shoot you the lyrics.
Okay, shoot me the lyrics and I'll see what I can do.
I'd like to get the guy. Remember the guy who did the "Here's to You, Mister," the Bud Light commercial?
Oh yeah, that guy was.
I'd like to get that guy.
Here's to you, Mister Garbage.
Not just a narrator. I mean the guy who sings too. Here's to you, Mister. The guy in the back.
Oh yeah, I got you.
That was great.
John's got his cell phone.
Well, I was just going to do something here because I was talking to Joe about this, and I don't know if I can pull this up, but I will try real quick.
Wait a minute.
If it doesn't take long, I apologize if this takes long. No pressure.
Hurry up.
This music makes everything better.
Damn you.
Like I could play this with Diane making eggs.
Okay, turn it off.
Yeah.
Stop it.
All right,
Wise guy, stop it.
All right, sorry. I hope Dave doesn't mind and Jerry doesn't mind, but I'm going to play Eye of the Tubby.
Then gaining it back. Ate some cake, ate some candy. Eating the grits and the shrimp with them too. With a fork and a spoon and a knife. Time after time, you try and you fail. You're making no bad food choices. Don't choose the steak, choose the ice cream instead. Cause you're weak, you will never survive. You got eye of the tubby and the wheel of the stump. Loading the cops like a diabetic monkey. Can't you just eat a salad? Must you eat a whole cake? Must you always eat your with the eye of the tubby?
Okay.
That's the guy.
Okay. Oh, he can sing.
It's an amazing song.
The eye of the tubby.
Here's the funny thing. I'm friends with the guy on Facebook.
That say nothing. They're just rambly conversations, but if the people are great,
phone,
I can
John.
listen. And that's
Sorry.
Yeah, usually when
That's your phone, Mr. Producer.
It just rolled right into the next podcast.
Yeah.
Anyhow, let's give I'll tell you something. I want to just take this time right now to just give some podcast love to Jerry from Bad Cop, and to Dave, the producer from the Unwritable Rant podcast. I mean, they help us.
What about Dave from Bad Cop?
Well, no, the reason I'm saying this is because Jerry runs the social media, and Dave, the producer, runs the social media for
Juliet Miranda,
the
Unwritable Rant.
The Unwritable Rant. And I'll tell you what, those guys go out of their way to promote us. And, Jerry wrote the lyrics to that song, and it's amazing.
It's awesome.
And he got the guy to sing it. And I don't know if he would be mad if we went over and got the same guy to do this or whatever. I have to talk to him. And first of all, if I wasn't looking for this guy, he would be on my Facebook feed like I would see it 100 times. And I can't say it. I can't think of his name because I have a complete sieve head for memory. I can't think of his name. And it's driving me crazy.
I took a song
which was the Secret Agent Man.
It was Johnny Rivers' Secret Agent Man,
Right.
And I rewrote it to Bitter Asian
Oh,
Man.
okay, yeah.
So I've got lyrics pretty much locked down.
Okay, good.
We should absolutely do that.
All right, I'll get the lyrics to you.
But I'll tell you what, when he first played that song, because the reason they play that song is Dave from Bad Cop's trying to lose weight. So every podcast, they weigh him.
There's a weigh-in portion of the show.
Oh, yeah?
So if
he's up, he's down, he's back up.
Right.
So that's why they wrote it.
So they wrote this song, and I'm telling you what, the first time that they played it, I laughed my ass off. So kudos to them. And Bad Cop, just a great podcast. Love it. Absolutely love it. As soon as it comes out, I listen to it. Matter of fact, it came out like on a Thursday night, but late. So I was like, "Ooh, Bad Cop." So I started listening to it.
I was lying in bed laughing my ass off.
Where there was both.
I had to get up out of bed because Diane was going to bed. She was pissed off. All right, I'll go downstairs to listen to this.
Did you hear the part where there was both of them were talking at the same time? Like there was
the old show that they could have put out.
I don't know what happened, but 2 tracks are playing at the same time.
Right.
They're talking and they're in the background. And it was really driving me crazy because I'm trying to hear them, but I'm also interested in what they're saying in the background.
Right.
So I went to bed. I said, hell with it. I'll go to bed. So in the morning, as soon as I pulled up social media, they had changed it, fixed it, and put it out there. So then all I did was delete it and re-download it so I could listen to the rest of the show. But I mean, just those 2 guys, my God, they are some funny guys. Yeah, they really do help us promote the show. And I don't think they realize how much that, I appreciate them. And I'm sure you do too.
Oh, yeah.
Appreciate the...
when we did when they were our guests on this show, and we spent like an hour plus recording, and then we spent like an hour plus just kibitzing
after the show was over.
Yeah, and that was funny as shit. We had a post-show.
But yeah, I will. I'll see if I can reach out to him and see if he will do that for me, to do that song, because that would be pretty cool.
Yeah, well, I guess all you need is a karaoke version of Secret Agent Man.
That's exactly what he did.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh. Exactly.
Exactly.
I might even get him, maybe I could even get him to re-record your theme song.
Does he rap?
I don't think you have to. That's bringing sexy back.
Yeah, but
it's not a rap.
I would have to approve of the lyrics.
It's the ones I wrote. You heard it.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, he probably rap better than you. That's the great thing.
Yeah. Here it is. We're bringing Joey back.
Yeah.
He's Deuce's brother, and that's a fact.
Yeah.
If you're in trouble, he's got your back.
Yeah.
The bitter Asian man, he will slap.
Yes, I will.
His name is Joe. He's got gout in his big toe. Beer and steak is a big no-no. In the summer, crabbing he will go. I'm sure he could do a better job than I did.
Oh, yeah. Tweak the lyrics a little bit. Sounds good.
There you go. Still. All right. Should have faded that out a little faster. But anyhow, boy, that really went off the track.
Well, as long as we might as well just do other podcast shout-outs, Al.
All right.
Speaking of podcast shout-outs, the Pull My Finger podcast, those guys are brilliant.
Why is that?
Oh, I think they're a screen, those 2 guys.
Oh, the guys from England.
Yeah, the Pull My Finger podcast.
You know what's funny about those 2?
They are a riot, man. I love them to death.
It's just the way they say things. It's like they have different words or different terms for things. It kind of cracks me up.
Oh, it's the magic of English.
It's that wry British.
Yes, but I mean, it's like, they're talking. He says, I had a can of Coke. And guy says, it's no good for you. And he says, well, I talked to a guy. He's was he a tubby guy? And a really tubby guy or whatever. And he says, but I'm a really tubby guy. But why would I take advice from a really tubby guy? It's just the way he said it. Was just, it's amazing.
Yeah, those guys are brilliant. I enjoy their podcast. I've only gotten 4 in since introducing them, and I listened to their newest podcast today. And I'm sure they've heard of this by now. No, today is in America. We observe Mother's Day the second Sunday in May.
Okay, so they have. I never knew
Mother's Day in England. They just past Sunday,
right?
So
yeah, like he got a shirt, and it took me like 5 minutes to figure out they were talking about his shirt.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I forget what he called it.
Right,
but it's not a shirt.
Well, see, I worked with a guy from London, and he still uses a lot of those terms, even though he's been in this country now. He married an American woman, and American woman. Little Guess Who reference there. He's been in this country now for about 25 years, but he's still very British.
Yeah,
I would imagine
he sold Joe his car.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But I would imagine, like, if I went to England in 10 years, I'd probably still talk like this. I don't think I would have
speak like this.
Yeah.
Or either or. I would speak, talk.
Let's use the proper.
No, you'll retain. I already told you guys when I traveled abroad and when I went to Kentucky, I immediately started.
Kentucky's not abroad.
No, when I went, I'm saying when I went to Kentucky and then when I went to New Zealand,
accent?
Yeah, I immediately started picking up the dialect or the accent.
Maybe I would.
I don't know why.
I'll tell you what. Sometimes I pick up a Chinese accent when I'm in there ordering.
Well, you know what? The funny thing is, for me, I don't know. Maybe it's just a brain thing where if I don't emulate the accent, I don't understand what they're saying. Okay. By doing that, somehow it just helps me to understand what they're trying to communicate to me. You know?
Yeah, I think that too. Because like sometimes when I go into the Chinese restaurant, I go, "Oh, I'll have the shrimp fried rice."
Well, I don't quite do that.
Or the wonton soup. Please don't spit in my food. I'm sorry.
Fu young. Yeah,
General chicken.
And if I just happen to go into a predominantly black area, I don't immediately start talking.
You don't walk into...
Yo, give me... No, that's not going to fly well at all. I'm going to end up getting pretty fucked up.
You don't walk into the soul food restaurant and say, man, let me get a rack of them ribs and some of them black-eyed peas and...
Yeah, you just don't do that.
Got any cornbread?
It doesn't fly well. It doesn't translate well.
Who are these people you're imitating?
Yeah.
Get out of here. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. You sound like Bubba on Forrest Gump.
Yeah.
Got my shrimp, my barbecue shrimp. You got your fried shrimp. You got your shrimp cocktail.
You got your shrimp.
Go into the neighborhood where the brothers are and there's a couple of fried chicken places. They have unbelievable fried chicken. So anyhow, you can't go in and use the accent. But I was thinking, if I went over there, I wonder if I would pick up the accent. Because I have to tell you, a British accent is a pretty cool accent.
Well, women love it.
Yeah.
Women, you know.
I think they like anything.
Yeah.
Well, remember Wave used to pretend to be from
he's
Australia
really
because,
good.
Yeah, he was good.
Because he knew women went for that.
Right. Well, for some reason, now this is how I feel about it.
But he couldn't stay in character long.
He was a chameleon with his voice.
Yeah.
If he's talking to us, he sounded very white. He is a very large black man.
Like he was dead.
He's dead. Listen, I haven't seen the guy in 20
Well, he moved to
years.
Atlanta.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the time we were in Pep Boys and that there was a black guy giving us a hard time and Wave went off on the guy.
Oh, he was panhandling, wasn't he?
No, he was looking for, he was looking for.
The other guy was panhandling,
right, he was
not
panhandling.
Wave was not panhandling.
Well, first he asked me, right, and then he asked Wave, and then Wave's like, no. And then the guy started getting on Wave. Oh, what you do? We were hanging with the white man, right? Wave went in the fucking Carl Weathers mode.
Full-blown brother.
Look, man, you better knock your fucking shit. He was like, wow. I was like, and this guy just shrank from Wave. I mean, he was like scared shitless.
Well, there was a time when we went to...
Well, Wave was a big dude.
Yeah, Wave was lean, mean, went to the ravine.
Yeah.
So we went to Washington. We went to, what museum did we go to? The
Smithsonian, yeah.
And we're driving through, it was like 7 o'clock, 9 o'clock in the morning.
Well, Wave wasn't there.
No, but he was, remember the panhandler?
The guy... Yeah. I forgot about that.
John the Dick.
I wouldn't have brought this story up.
John the heartless prick.
I would roll down the window and hold out $1. And when the guy started coming to the car, we'd hit it and pull away.
No.
What'd I do?
You went like that. You pushed the dollar bill up against the window.
What's this wee shit? Then the guy comes ambling over, and Deuce, who's driving the car. Now I got to contend with the poor homeless guy waiting for the light to turn green.
Yeah.
You know, so
John was basically with the window up, making the dollar bill dance behind him.
Okay.
But it's just like make it rain.
Or like Pac-Man Jones in a strip club. Remember
Exactly.
that? Oh, Jesus. It created a riot.
And Wave wasn't with us?
No,
it was me, you, and Don.
Okay, so then I said, well, if we got in trouble when we had Wave, he'd probably say, I don't know these hunkies.
Oh, that was
Wave said that. We went to a place as well. If we get into trouble here, at least we got Wave with us. And Wave was like,
what the hell am I going to do?
They'll kick my ass too. I says, in fact, I don't know them. But Wave, what about all the time we went to the mountains and went to Kaminsky's? Those hunkies are lying. I don't know that.
I don't know. I brought these honkies. I brought these honkies for you to kill. But Wave, what about
I tell you, my memory is so horrible.
Yes, it is.
I take all those stories and jam them together.
You make an amalgam out of things. That's what you do.
And in my heart of hearts, I believe it. My memory is like a pile of scrambled eggs.
Well,
it's horrible.
There's some things you got razor sharp, but other things...
it's hit or miss with me.
Not so much.
Yeah. Like, I have, the bits and pieces. I just can't put them together. I don't know. Anyhow.
Tell me about the Bitter Asian Man's last night on the radio?
I don't even have any recollection.
Oh, with the security? That's how you got the nickname, the Lord?
I remember.
I gave you that nickname.
I don't
For
even
years we called him the Lord.
Yeah, I remember that. I don't remember. I didn't know the story, though.
What had happened was the Bitter Asian Man and
they had a party.
Grey Wolf, it was their last show. And they basically decided that they were going to shit on every disc jockey that they didn't like at the station.
Oh, that's typical band.
So the new station manager called up the college security, and they came over. John and Sandy just happened to show up. They weren't really part of it. It was just bad luck on his part. He just happened to show
just
up
ambled
there.
in.
And here comes security. So they start like shutting things down, and they're going to make us leave. And they say to John, and what's his name? The big guy's name. And I said, Lord Buchanan.
Oh, yeah.
You know? And he goes, okay, and how do you spell that? And I said, Lord, just like it sounds.
Like it sounds.
And he wrote it down, Lord Buchanan. And that's how John got the nickname, the Lord.
Okay, so then the next day when I was in front of the administration, they ripped out this report, and it said, Lord John Buchanan. And I had to say, I don't know what you're talking about. And they said, the guy wrote down that you said your name was Lord John Buchanan. I said, I did not say my name was Lord John Buchanan. That's ridiculous. I wouldn't even say that. So what happened was we had just walked in behind these guys. And I really don't know why we were in there. I guess it's because of what you said.
We were going to go out afterwards.
Right. So I walked in behind there, and I'm trying to help the security guards or talk to them to find out what the story was. I wanted to strangle.
It was a supercharged atmosphere.
I wanted to pick
and
up.
John was trying to mellow everyone out.
I wanted to pick Grey Wolf up by the ankles and beat the Bitter Asian Man to death with him. I really did. It's like, I understand,
that way there's two bodies and no murder weapon, like George Carlin
right,
said.
Exactly. I did. I wanted to kill both of them. But the funny, I just, there comes a time when
you're cut your losses.
You're in charge. I have no defense.
Yeah.
Like, in other words, if they were doing something and, I could defend, I would defend them. But I just got to stand behind a security guard and say, yeah, you know something? You're a knucklehead, okay? Yeah. What did you think was going to happen?
Yeah. Why is this a surprise?
Well, yeah, why is it? You're shocked.
Yeah.
All right, what do you this is
You're
ridiculous.
You're on the public airways. And we were...
we were
under the auspices of the FCC.
Right, but they didn't do anything wrong as far as break any FCC rules. But they trashed the college. Yeah. They trashed everybody in the college. Right. So you can't do stuff like that. Right.
It was a very uncomfortable position for me.
You, like I said, the next day, the part of the story you don't understand is when I was summoned in front of the administration.
Yeah, but what you don't understand is it's about me and my needs. Fuck you.
That's right, exactly. So he hangs the name Lord John Buchanan.
Yeah, what was funny about that, 3 or 4 days later, John called me up and let me ask you something. How the fuck did they get Lord John Buchanan?
Well, all I know is that and at that time I was only just getting to know you.
Mm-hmm.
That we went from calling you the Colonel to the Lord. So I guess at some point you got a promotion.
Got promotion, yeah. You did go from Colonel Buchanan to Lord Buchanan. So, you lead right over General, Field Marshal, President, Commander.
I think was that the night we went to. That's the night I met Sandy for the first time, and I got the elbow in the ribs from you.
I was very protective. As a matter of fact, I punched Wave
in the shoulder. And
I didn't know who
in the chest.
Yeah.
He walked up and he put his arm around Sandy.
And it sounded like you hit an oak tree. It was because Wave was pretty. It was like.
I hit him. I'm not telling you. There was a shot across the bow. Yeah. Put your arm around my girlfriend.
Yeah.
Big black man.
Well, I didn't know who Sandy was. Well, I was sitting next to John, and like I said, I was just getting to know him, and I didn't know who Sandy was.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, Sandy's coming. Oh, that's nice, right? So we're sitting there, we're bullshitting. So then all of a sudden I turn around, and here's this tall, with flaming red hair, and Sandy had the big mane going and all that, and I'm like, and she was wearing a denim miniskirt with really strong-looking legs, and, I'm in the toilet. I'm like, and I know my mouth's hanging open, and I'm like, and all of a sudden I feel like, poof, wife in my cribs. And it's John Talbot. He goes, yeah, she's with me. Yeah, man, it's cool. Hey, look, it's all right. It's like, all right.
I was a little jealous back in the day. What can I tell you?
Oh, yeah, that went away.
Yeah, it pretty much did. To be quite honest with you.
Get a new girlfriend, it comes back. It's like Lassie, it comes home.
Honestly, no. I'll tell you what. For me now, I've lost that whole jealousy thing. It just I could care less. It never bothered me.
That goes with the age.
So.
I think the age of 45, all that shit.
Yeah, I do.
Most guys.
25, tear your hair out.
I don't know. I threatened to beat up an Indian.
Okay.
Because he came on to Diane.
When was this?
Are we talking like Hindu Indian or
Hindu.
casino Indians?
No, Hindu Indian.
Okay.
How long ago?
1995.
Let's do the math.
Well, I was 31.
Okay. That's a long time ago.
Yeah. So I'd still beat the shit out of anyone.
I understand. Okay. All right. I understand. Well, yeah, you're married.
Yeah, well,
what happened? Diane's a sales rep. We both work for the same company. And she was in the store servicing, and this guy was getting frustrated. He was like rubbing up against her.
Wow.
And he was asking for hugs, and he was asking her for a kiss. And she no, Diane. So now promise that you won't do nothing. I promise, okay. So then that's pretty much it. So
Sonny Corleone. Like, hey, come on. What am I going to do?
So then the girl that was working for me at the time, she comes in and at 3:30 and she says, all right, Deb, I think you got this pretty much in control. I'll tell you what, I'll be back in a few minutes because I got to go knock the shit out of some Indian. And she's like, what? I was like, don't worry about it. I'll be okay. So I drove over there and I walked in and I said, I see that the Newport girl was here. Oh, yes, the Newports are on sale. And I said, yeah, that's great. I said, and let me tell you something, you son of a bitch. That's my wife. If you ever think about doing something like that again, I will ragdoll you off of every single wall in here. Oh, no, it's a misunderstanding. No, it's not a misunderstanding. I heard what you did, and he was trying to defend himself, and then I shut him down. And I don't think your wife would be too happy with this behavior. Now, would she?
You can act like a man.
And he just crumbled at that. Like he was afraid of his wife. And then I walked out, and then she never had a problem there again. I told her about a year later that I did that.
She didn't know?
No, because I promised her I wouldn't do anything.
See what women do to us? It's amazing.
I'll tell you what. It's tough dating a really hot chick, especially when she's in appearance, she's a little bit out of your league. Because
know that feeling very well.
Oh, there you go. There it is.
So,
well, you remember the Billy the Clown story at that.
You guys speak way too much French. Now we got
no. This is Billy the Clown is an actual occurrence.
What's a Billy the Clown?
Billy might have a huge Adam's apple dressed as a woman right now, as far as we know.
Okay.
My mom worked at a restaurant as a waitress, and he worked with her. But he was one of those guys.
Well, let me tell my end of the story.
He was much like Richard Simmons. If you get my drift.
He was.
My mother was working, and this guy was working, and she was also working. A girl was working there, and she worked as an actual clown, and she would do clown. She'd go out being a clown.
Do birthday parties for children. and stuff.
Well, this guy Billy, he would do it with her. He was kind of like Bam. He was in love with her, and he was her best friend and all that. In his mind, he thought.
Right.
So
she was his beard.
Right.
Okay. He was gay?
He
I don't know
acted that way.
But he was very
effeminate, and he was very, he had to,
I swear if he walked into a room, the sprinklers would go off. So he's like so on fire.
Well, it turns out the girl starts asking my mother about me. So my mother fixes us up for a date. And, when she's not dressed as a clown, she's really cute. She was really nice looking. So we go out and all. Couple dates, no big thing.
She was actually a cute clown.
Yeah, she was a nice looking clown. And
that's doing something when you can pull off clown makeup.
Yeah, okay. Right. And we went out a couple of times, but it was no big deal. I mean, nothing really came of it and all that, but we were kind of friendly and all that. Well, Billy the Clown, he was infuriated. He was a jealous bastard, and he got infuriated. Now, jump to the future a little bit. My mother, she would have a Christmas party at our house every year.
For her work.
So by default, I might be there. Well, they're all down there, and Billy the Clown shows up, and he elects himself as not dressed as a clown.
Sounds like a toy.
he elects himself as the this dispensary of the catering. Like,
he takes over.
Yeah, he takes over the food line and all that. Because my mom had a buffet line and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the whole time he's making snippy remarks at me. At me.
In his house.
In my house, of all people. I'm like,
he lives there.
Yeah. I guess he thought that I was going to be like the polite host. Or
Wait. If I have to back the truck up a little bit. First off, the party's going on. My youngest brother, Mike, the doorbell rings.
Oh, yeah.
He goes down to answer the phone, and there's two clowns, and it's like, hi. And he just goes, you got the wrong house.
And he slams the door in her face. So my mother goes to him, Mike, who was at the door? Michael goes, I don't know, some faggot clown. My mom's like, oh, shit. She had to run up and
My
get
mother
him.
instantly knew who it was.
Yeah, right. Yeah, Michael just didn't mince words, But anyway, this is...
Cut right to the chase.
Yeah. So this is a year later now. This is the next party after I dated her and all that. But now he's making these snippy remarks to me the whole night. Like he's
Faggot the clown?
Yeah, Billy. I won't say that, but Billy the clown's making these remarks at me, and he's, so, and like I'm waiting, I'm biding my time because this guy doesn't realize
like a spider.
Yeah.
Now, is he serving food in the clown makeup?
No.
Changed.
The next year. This is a year later. This is the next following.
Okay, so now we got Billy the clown that's not in clown.
And he's like, they're playing. We all started playing drinking games and all that.
I think they're
And he would like delivery skip. Oh, I'm sorry, I just didn't see you there. Like he's doing these things to jerk me off.
Like Pictionary and shit like that was popular.
He's dismissing you.
Yeah, and he's deliberately, and he knows that it's the Ralph Cramden.
You know that
I know that when
Okay.
So later on, party's starting to wind down. Well, he goes up and he decides to I'll wash the dishes, Trudy. I'll take care of that. So he goes upstairs. He starts washing the dishes.
Being a very helpful clown.
Right? Yeah. Well, he was up in the kitchen by himself.
Oh.
Here we go, cracking the knuckles. Okay. So then I come upstairs. So I walk in there. Hey, Bill, how you doing? Listen, you motherfucker. I said, you fucker. I had him up against the kitchen sink. He's like all scared. I said, I'll beat the shit out of you up and down this street. It don't matter to me. I live here. He said, you fucker. I'm getting. Now he's all right. So then he comes back downstairs. I come back downstairs. I'm all jovial, having a great time. My mom's like, Bill, you've been quiet all this. So why are you so quiet? He's like real quiet. He's like all somber and like melancholy. Yeah. He's like, But,
did Billy the Clown ever come back?
No, he never came back.
That was it?
Yeah.
That was it for Billy the Clown?
Apparently, I tremendously blocked him. Not that he was going to get any anyway, because the girl told me.
From who? Oh, from the girl.
Yeah, from the girl clown.
Okay.
But,
the female clown.
Yeah, the female clown. But the female clown told me she didn't want anything to do with that clown.
Right.
So, what are you going to do? If she doesn't want you, she doesn't want you. She wanted this clown, I guess.
I guess. Nothing happened with that clown?
No, not really.
Okay.
It was, you know what that was? That was a deal like her boyfriend broke up with her and she was in the period where she still had feelings but felt she had, all that stuff.
She needed...
Right,
okay.
and then she ran into him, and then they kind of got back to later.
So she had baggage.
Yeah, I was the fill-in for, until they got back together. I guess you could call it that.
Hey, man, I'll fill in.
She was a cute girl. She was a nice girl.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with filling in.
And on a more superficial level, she had a hell of a body.
There you go.
For a clown.
Knockers.
I'll fill in.
Yeah, except that bed's going to have balloons and confetti and, seltzer bottles like clowns do.
What's your point?
Banging her in clown makeup.
Oh, Joe, this makes me all horny.
Juggling and, all kinds of shit. Oh, man. Now you're making me wish I went and... Now you're making me wish I pursued the clown further.
Oh, Joey!
What the hell am I listening to?
You're listening to a guy that knows how to handle a woman with a clown fetish. Oh, Spooky the Clown. See, that's your problem. You don't know how to handle the clown fetish. Are you kidding me?
Well, I'm much older now. I would probably handle that in a whole different way. I was just more concerned about getting this asshole. Billy
You're worried
the
about
clown.
the gay clown. Meanwhile, you could be in there banging.
Yeah, that whole scenario we just heard, that could have happened.
Yeah.
Here we go again.
Oh, Joey! Oh, Joey!
What the hell is that working?
Oh my God. All right.
God damn. Now you're making... Now
just painting a picture, that's all.
Now you just made me think of something else. You know, with all these circuses closing down, a lot of these female clowns are going to be out of work.
What are we going to do?
Church out to feed them.
There you go.
I could be the sugar daddy, the clown sugar daddy.
There you go.
Oh, it only takes cotton candy and some big floppy shoes, and you're in like Flynn.
Red rubber nose.
A couple lemon meringue pies, to throw in somebody's face.
Oh, my God.
All righty. Well, that really went off the track, didn't it?
That's all right. I like it when it goes off the track like that.
Okay.
I think we're out of stories.
We never did the Florida story. We started the Florida story.
There's a Florida story?
Yeah, we never talked about the nursing home lady.
Oh, okay.
No, we
who
did.
secretly recorded seniors having sex and posted it to Snapchat.
Yeah, that's really sick.
It's granny porn. I don't know. I think it's a letdown now after clown porn.
Yeah,
clown sex.
You don't want to follow that act.
Yeah, clown sex is hard to beat, I guess, huh?
Okay, so we're going to end this with a joke. Superfan Dave, this is for you. Let me see how many people you might know this one, you might not. We'll see.
I know he's just perking up right now at work. Like, ooh.
Okay, so there's a guy. His father's, to an age where they got to take him. They got to put him in a nursing home. The father doesn't want to go. Why can't I live with you? But he says, you know what? Let's just put you in a home. They'll be able to take care of you. I can't take care of you the way they can take care of you. Try it. Try it for a couple months. If it doesn't work out, we'll see if we can work into something else. So the father says, okay. So they take him to the nursing home, and he sitting in there, and the nurse comes in, and she's bent over in front of him doing something, and he gets this huge hard-on. He hasn't had a hard-on in years, and the nurse sees it. And she's like, oh, okay. She pulls his pants down, and she gives him the most fantastic blowjob he's ever had in his entire life. So the father calls the son and says, I'll tell you what. I don't know. You got me in a place, because I got to tell you today, beautiful nurse stands in front of me, bends over. I get a hard-on. She takes care of me like it's unbelievable. This is fantastic. I love this place. A couple days later, he's walking down the hall, and he falls. Meanwhile, the janitor comes out, pulls down his pants, and rapes him in the ass. So the guy's like, oh, I got to get out of here. So he calls his son up. He says, you got to get me out of here. He says, what happened? He says, I fell down today and the janitor raped me in the ass. And his son says, look, Dad, you get a blowjob from the nurse one day, and then sometimes you got to take the good with the bad. He says, you got to be out of your mind. I get a hard-on every once a month. I fall down 3 times a day. You got to get me out of here. Anyhow, that's the joke of the day.
So what else we had? Where we at now?
That's it, man. I think we got to roll.
We ran out of material.
We ran out of material.
It all.
Podcast shout-outs. Go ahead. Say your favorite podcast.
Three's Comedy.
There you go. Bad Cop, Bad Cop. Bold and Belligerent. Luke has been missing. This will be the second or the third week now.
I didn't listen to the latest one.
Yeah. Show's so much better.
I've been so busy. Wow. I haven't listened in a couple of days. Because I was so busy. I'm behind.
I know. Now that I'm older.
Horribly Awkward with Sean Fuller.
Toe on the Trigger. Ice in the Face.
The Unwritable Rant with Juliet Miranda.
The Story Behind. See, you went off the list. Now I got to go to the next one.
I'm doing it by remembering. You're using a list.
That's because we got to know. Yes, I'm using it. Exactly. The WTS of Success.
I believe that's WTF of Success.
What did I say?
WTS.
Good gracious, I'm a moron.
You're all fucked up.
You read it off a list and you fuck it up. What the fuck is wrong with
the WTF of Success?
That's with
Jason Galbraith.
Right. A Couple Things podcast, Netflix and Swill.
Nerd of Wells.
That's right. The Tavern podcast. All good shows.
A Cacophony. Oh, and the one we mentioned, our two friends in Over the Pond.
Yes.
As they like to say, is the Pull My Finger
podcast.
Two gentlemen from England. And,
2 blokes from England.
Oh, they're awesome. I like them a lot.
Now, is blokes a bad word? Is that a bad thing?
No, I mean, it's like your buddy or, hey, he's
couple
2
blokes from England. Give them a listen.
Couple brothers. Or
Give them a tussle.
It's like brothers, really.
All right. We will be back next week. Give me a second here.
One.
I have a frog in my throat.
Oh, I'm waiting for the noise. All right, there we go.
Fucking guy. Now I can't cut this out of there.
And my soundboard collapsed. Soundboard quit unexpectedly.
There you go. Oh, my God. My voice is getting all froggy. Thank God it's... Oh.
Just say what you got to say, because he can do this all night.
I know. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for listening, and we will be
Thank you so much, everybody, for listening, and we thank you for joining us once again for our escapades of mirth and merriment. John's having a frog in his throat, so I'm going to take over.
Just having right, he's beating up Indian guys, and I'm having clown sex.
Okay. Oh, we're going to do that again?
No, not again. No.
Yeah, he's right. That's enough. All right. Well, thanks, everyone, for tuning in tonight.
Will you shut the fuck up so I can end the recording?
That's it. We're just getting into it.